Long way, get this shit a long way, get it a long way, long way, get it a long way, 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 shit, long way, 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 shit a long way. Gotta get the shit a long way. Gotta get the shit a long way. Gotta get the shit a long way. Gotta know she don't really understand, man. Gotta know she don't really understand, man. Gotta get a meal, she don't understand. She be tripping every day, she be tripping every way. But I gotta get the shit a long way. Gotta get the shit a long way. Tryna get money every single way. Tryna get money every single day. Get money every single way, every day. Every day we gotta get paid, yeah. Every day we gotta get paid, yeah. I'm feeling like we be the new slaves. No, we gotta finish rich. No, we gotta finish rich. Got a new bitch, she don't understand. She don't understand. Niggas gotta get rich. She don't understand. Sometimes we gotta hit lit. No, we ain't hit lit. Tryna get the long way, yeah. Tryna get the shit the long way, yeah. Coach is tryna wrap up a entree. Yeah, told you the other day that did my palm strong. We gon' shoot the long way, we gon' get the long way, yeah. Yeah, I get the shit the long way. My bitch be trippin' back and forth like the palm way. My name is Tari, I ain't playing games, so I'm not Tari. Yesterday she told me that she about to leave, man. Said fuck it, bitch, we gonna get some money. Said fuck it, bitch, I'm about to get some money. So what I do today, I want to get some money, yeah. We gon' get the shit the long way, we gon' get the shit the long way, yeah. Back and forth like the palm way, yeah. Man, I'ma get the shit the long way, get the shit the long way. Just the only way today, because they go with shit's crazy. You gotta wear a mask, we the new slaves, and we be wearing this shit like every day. We be okay, we gon' be okay, they gon' be okay, they gon' be okay for me, yeah. So we gon' get this shit the long way, 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 yeah, we get this shit the long way, yeah, cause we gon' be okay, we gon' be okay, yeah, we gon' get the long way, yeah.
Hello, everyone. Hello. How are you guys today? Welcome to another edition of Savings Minus Debt. I'm your host, LJ Young, the founder of SMD, and I am a 100% debt-free motivational speaker and personal finance educator. I help people become financially free by helping them mathematically see. How do I do that? I have the ability to see negative numbers psychologically. All right. And if you don't know what that, if this is your first time to my channel, I always show you with a calculator what I mean. So you don't think I'm just someone just talking or saying things like, of a special, I do have a gift. It is a financial gift, the ability to see negative numbers psychologically. So if you believe you're a homeowner let's go lower than that. If you believe you own a car making car payments, I want you to open up the calculator app on your phone and enter your car payment minus your car balance and then hit equal. As you're looking at the calculator, I just want you to listen to the sound of my voice. The reason why you believe you bought a car is because you cannot see negative numbers psychologically. You can see them physically because you're looking at the calculator now. You clearly see there's negative numbers on the calculator. But for some reason, you believe you bought a car with money that doesn't exist. You're what's called a debt slave living in the debt matrix. And the debt matrix is it's a psychological place created by the banks. It's a place where you can own things, buy and own things with no money of your own. That's the only place you can do it, in the debt matrix. That's where, so everything negative becomes positive. You're a homeowner with a mortgage. You can buy a car with a lease or some other kind of loan mechanism, whatever, and you believe you're the owner of it with no money of your own. That's the place you can do it. Everybody here lives what's called the American dream. Because if you don't believe what the calculator's telling you, you're dreaming. So AKA you're living the American dream. They're not hiding anything from you. They're calling it a dream. And you know you have to be asleep to dream, correct? It just says it right there. So if you're looking at the calculator and you don't believe it, and you still believe you're a homeowner, that means you're dreaming. It's that simple. Okay. 1 second here. Now, that was me for the first from age 18 till about 40 until I woke up. Found Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey basically says take the math that we all learned in elementary school. Yes, elementary school. Apply it to your personal finances using these baby steps. Then I did that, and it was easy for me to follow because I was a cloud engineer, computer engineer for many years through my career, making 6 figures. So it was really easy for me to follow because that's all you do is counting ones and zeros all the time without even, I did it so much I didn't even think about it anymore. I counted in ones and zeros. And when I learned that from Mr. Ramsey, I was like, I did it. And then I freed myself. I got to zero, followed his plan, went to zero. Well, I didn't need none of his classes or books or anything. It was very simple to me. Follow the math, believe it, and that's it. And that's what I did. Now, what I didn't realize what was going to happen is once I got to zero, that's when I woke up and realized I owned myself. I had been in debt all my life, meaning I never once owned myself. For the first greater part of my young adult years, I didn't even own myself. But I didn't know I didn't own myself. I only could not know I didn't own myself. The only way I could know that was to own myself. I have to own myself first, get to somewhere that I didn't know existed because I didn't know you have to own yourself, which makes absolutely no sense to me today. It makes absolutely no sense. Anyway, that's when I realized I owned myself. I said, wait a minute. Because then all of a sudden, imagine me turning around. I'm now, remember the chart in every classroom when we were kids, zeros in the middle. You're looking up at the chart, zeros in the middle, positive numbers on the right in green. Negative numbers are on the left in red. Zero is the only number that's different than all of them. Zero has no match, none, zero. So, but everybody skips zero like it's not important. It's the most important number. I didn't know any of that until I got out of debt and owned myself. Once I owned myself, I realized, turned around, and you see millions of people that not only do not own themselves, don't even know they don't own themselves. Don't even know it. Just walking around, just like the movie in The Matrix where the people are walking around in the background. That is true. Imagine those people imagine everybody in the crowd you looking at phones and they financed it. Those are all the people that are financing phones. They're the people in the Matrix walking in the background because they don't know you're not supposed to finance phones. They don't even know it. They believe it's normal. Same thing goes for cars. Same thing goes. People that finance electric cars really believe they're saving money on gas. You can't save money on gas if you didn't even have the money to buy the car. You have to have the money to buy the electric car to save money on gas. If you're financing it, that means you didn't have the money. How are you going to save money on something that you didn't have the money to buy? But they don't know that. I can't even say it like that because they would never hear me. The one thing that keeps me humble is that I was that person, that I was a college educated, 6-figure earner, computer engineer, all the check boxes, good credit, but I was a debt slave and didn't even know it. What's up, Robert, Nick, Ulysses? Didn't even know it. Once I got to zero, I realized it's a whole different language. Entirely different language. Entirely. This is why when you guys hear me, I say this channel is unlike any other personal finance channel on YouTube. You will never find another channel like this one, guaranteed. You're probably thinking, how could I make such a claim? How could I know it? I do. I just do. You're probably thinking, well, how do you come to this conclusion, Linnell? I'll tell you. Millions of people with mortgages believe they're homeowners. Doesn't that tell you right there? All those people they truly believe they are homeowners with mortgages and equity. They believe that. When all they actually have to do is open up the calculator app on their phone, put in their mortgage payment minus their mortgage balance and hit equal, and just look at it and say, I believe that number. If they believe the number, they will understand they own nothing. The calculator clearly is saying you own nothing. You have no equity in anything because you didn't even have the money to, you don't even have, if you don't have the money to buy the house, buy equals cash. If you don't have enough money to buy the house in cash, you don't own the house. And if you don't own the house, you don't own the equity. That would break all the laws of mathematics, all of them. So since being out, I've realized many more things, like if you are a tax professional and a professional accountant, but if you've been in personal debt all of your life, including during your professional career, you need to come see me ASAP. I will help you become the best accountant, any profession, put it this way, any profession to do with taxes, and you've been in personal debt all your life thinking it was normal, you need to come see me ASAP. I will change your life forever. Forever. Say like you're a person that has strived to, hey, I want to be an IRS agent. Come see me ASAP. I'll make you the best IRS agent ever. Because they must be there. That's important. That's very important to the economy. Very important. That people play by the rules. That's important. The majority break the rules because they don't understand the rules. That's why they break them, because if they understood them, they would clearly see there's no reason to break them at all. No reason at all. None. Zero. Now, the tax professionals and the tax lawyers, you probably come across my channel and say, hey, who is he? Who do you think he is? Or whatever. Remember, that's mind mumbo jumbo. Okay, don't listen to it. The reason why I say you basically, if you came to me, you would have to listen to me. Do you understand that? If you are a tax professional, tax lawyer, tax professional, anybody, accountant, professional, anybody, if you come to me, you have to listen to me. You know why you have to listen to me? Because you are bound by the laws of mathematics to listen to me. You're bound by the laws of mathematics. If the calculator says I'm true, and we're both looking at it, and you still don't believe it, that means you're wrong according to the laws of mathematics. That's what it says. It says you are wrong. If I believe what I'm seeing on the calculator and you don't, that means you are wrong. There is no discussion of it. So you're bound by the laws of mathematics. And if you understand that, your whole life will change forever. I'll make you the best, and nobody will even understand how you're doing it. They won't even get it, even if you told them. And if you've been a person that, especially during these times, with loss of a job, and, you can't, social media is giving you guys a false view of what's really happening right now. I promise you this, as soon as those cameras go off, it's not what you guys seem. I promise you that. All you got to do, so you don't get sucked in and get depressed by the stuff you see on social media, looking like everybody's rich and all this other stuff, right? When you get out of the debt matrix, that stuff is not even there. Those are props. Like me today, I don't even see any of that stuff. I don't see the cars. I don't see jewelry. I don't see anything. It doesn't mean anything. All you got to do is take a step back and say, how much student loan debt is there? 1.86 trillion. How much car loan debt is there? Trillions. How much credit card debt? Trillions. IRS debt? Probably trillions. That just tell you the half the stuff, over 90% of the stuff you guys see on social media, those are props. That's props, okay? Because if you look at the wrong stuff, you'll start to believe that stuff. Because when you have money, you don't do that. You don't show. I don't want you to. Hey, they don't want you to see it. Why would they show you? You guys don't understand that no currency exists for you. Absolutely none. And when you understand what I'm talking about, there's a new set of rules that the majority cannot see. They can't see them. It's impossible for them to see them. Over here, you don't cheat, lie, scam, do tax evasion, do all that stupid, because you don't have to do any of that. You don't have to. That's not even allowed. By breaking the rules, you're basically saying you trying to become one of the rule makers by breaking the rules that they put in place. It doesn't even make any sense if you think about it. Hey, I'm trying to be the 1%. Do you believe the 1% makes the rules? Yeah. Then why are you breaking the rules along the way? Why are you doing that? You do know they made them, right? Yeah. And you're breaking them and you think you're going to be part of them? No, you're not. Your confidence level will shoot through the roof. Your confidence level will shoot through the roof because you will be different than millions of other people. Millions. And you'll know it. And once you know this, once you have done what it takes to no longer be a debt slave, you're never going to ever listen to the opinion of debt slaves again, ever. After a while, they're just tuned out. Just like the movie The Matrix, you guys are just walking around in the background. I only interact with you if I have to. I mean, we have to, because debt slaves are a big part of psychological capitalism. You guys are a big part. Without you, it could not function. Financing cars, rolling negative equity into a new car loan, comparing car payments online. I mean, you guys be making videos about the shit, comparing car payments, comparing interest rates to car payments, talking about gap insurance. You have no idea what you're saying. None. Only debt slaves finance things that go down in value. Cars. You guys don't know that? You guys have no, hey, when they run your credit application, they go by your gross income, money that you're not even going to get. You guys are starting upside down. You guys, even by running your credit and using your gross income, sets you upside down in the car before you even got the keys. You haven't even walked in, signed the paper or nothing. You're already underwater right there. Then you spread it across 96 months with gap insurance. You guys have no idea. And then on top of that, if you don't have the money for the car, you don't have the money for the taxes. You're financing the taxes too on the car. If you don't have no money, that's why you're financing it. First of all, you don't have no money. That's why you're financing the car. And then when they run your credit to do your income, they go by your gross income, money before taxes. You're not even getting the money, so you're starting even underwater there. It's just on and on and on, because it has to be that way. And then once you understand this, and you know how it really works, you're going to meet up with other people that know how it really works. And they're just going to show you the way because they know there's plenty of room for everybody that understands. If you've been a person with low self-esteem and you want that to change forever, especially during a time like this, come see me. Come see me. Not only will I change your life, you'll help change anybody else's in your life that will listen. Because when I show you this, it doesn't matter if they're family members, it doesn't matter if they love you, it doesn't matter if there's your mama, your daddy. Once you come with this view, it doesn't matter. They're going to be angry and they're not going to know what you're talking about. And then you'll realize how powerful the debt matrix is. It doesn't matter your color, it doesn't matter where you live, it doesn't matter what country you live in. As long as the economy is capitalist, you guys are all the same. All the same. All of you guys are all the same. You guys do the same things, you say the same stuff. You don't even know that you repeat yourself. It's a whole different language. This is what I mean. Like, I'm telling you, like accountants and tax people, man, tax professionals, man, you guys need to come see me ASAP. Are you big motivational speakers out there? I will triple your followers, triple them. Hey, you partner up with me. I will triple your followers, triple them. I will be the connection that you're trying to basically like what you a lot of people really don't know. Motivational speakers, long story short, they're saying, hey, believe in yourself. That's what they're basically all saying. Hey, if you just believe in yourself, you can do it. And that is true. You can do it as long as you believe in yourself. I am here, especially if the big motivational speakers are listening. I'm here to make the connection to help them believe in themselves by first owning themselves. Once they own themselves, they will hear a motivational speaker very, very differently. Very differently. You will know once you own yourself, once you do what it takes to own yourself, you don't even know you don't even know or can't imagine what it takes to own yourself. It takes some serious sacrifice and dedication. It takes for not listening to everybody around you, what you've been taught. You got to ignore it all to own yourself. Once you own yourself, believing in yourself automatically comes right after that. So when you come across a Tony Robbins, he's saying, hey, you can do this and that, and you can believe in yourself, you'll hear him crystal clear. You will also hear the people telling you financial information that makes absolutely no mathematical sense. It's not illegal what they're doing. If you believe somebody that in the finance game that's telling you that something that's not mathematically true, that's your fault. That's not their fault. It's not illegal to tell you things that are not mathematically true. That's not illegal. Because it's your business, it's your duty to pick up a calculator and put those numbers in the calculator to see if it makes sense. Like again, I always go back to this. If you open up the calculator, put in your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance and hit equal, you see a large negative number. That says I don't own nothing. But if you choose to believe at that moment that you're a homeowner, that's not illegal. That's not illegal. That's your fault. Once you come here, your whole life is going to change forever. You're not going to pay attention to gossip. Who's talking about what, who did what. You're not going to be doing any of that because you're going to be so focused on yourself. You don't even hear that stuff anymore. You don't hear gossip and people talking about other people and why they did what and who they like and who they're against. Who cares? That doesn't matter. Nothing to do with my progress in my own life. to becoming a multimillionaire, becoming one of the most motivational personal finance motivational speakers in the world. That's my only goal right there. That's the top. I'm going all the way, all the way. How do you probably thinking, well, how do you know you're going all the way? Because I already know, and I keep telling you guys, I already know that I know something that millions of people don't know. Psychological capitalism. Okay, that's the answer. Capitalism is psychological. Now, so you guys understand, like, ooh, man, won't the people that understand get mad about? No, not even close. Not even close. They welcome you with open arms. Hey, welcome, because we need all of this works. None of this works without people. None of it works without people. None of it. The economy cannot function without people. Why they keeping debt slaves busy with AI and robots and stuff? They don't know to step back and say, can robots consume? Do robots spend money and buy things and finance things? No, robots do not do that. Only people can. You guys are needed, just like people that are needed that understand how it works. There's very, 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 very few people that understand how it truly works. Very few. I promise you that. But still, they are people. And everybody dies. It's like sometimes I'll think back when I was in Debt Matrix, and I remember every time TV would talk about a wealthy person, right? It would be it'd always be a rich, white, old looking family with the big house in the background and cars. And so every time the word wealthy would pop in my mind, every time I would hear the word wealthy, that's what would pop in my mind, right? But that's part of the program. I didn't know that was part of the program, because what I should have been thinking when I heard generations of wealth or generational wealth, if they're having generations of wealth, that means I'm having generations of debt. Because if I'm not them, that means I'm the opposite. I'm in debt, because money is both positive and negative. So if I wanted to change that, I had to stop being generations of debt. So I decided to get out. So I stopped it. Now I'm out. And the best part about it, now that I'm out, once you come out, there's no going back. And I just want to, any new clients that come to me, let me tell you something. I'm gonna warn you right now. Once I bring you out, there is no going back. You're not gonna free yourself and then wake up one day and say, oh man, I'm gonna be a debt slave again. That it doesn't happen like that. Because you will clearly see no currency at all exists for debt slaves. None. No retirement. They don't have no retirement. They don't have nothing. They own nothing. They have no money. They keep money in safes and bury it and stack it up in corners, and it's not even there. None of it. They just told them, hey, this shiny gold stuff is worth more than this silver looking stuff because gold is shinier and silver's more duller. And then they just believe it. The value of those items fluctuate in the negative for them. They don't know that. They think it's in the positive when they look at the stock market. Hey, gold is worth this price. They're not talking to you. Like if you're watching the stock market and you're looking at you're Googling the price of gold, and you have some, and you're thinking, oh man, my gold is worth this much. This is all you got to do to see how much gold is worth for you. Open up a calculator, enter today's value of gold minus your total student loan debt and your mortgage, and then hit enter, hit equal. That number right there is the value of gold to you, right there. Now imagine when you Googled it, it was $1,800 an ounce. Okay, so like you had an ounce of gold in your hand, and Google said it's worth $1,800, right? So you take $1,800 minus your total student loan debt, minus your mortgage, and then hit equal. That's how much the gold is worth to you. Now imagine I'm standing in front of you and you hand me that piece of gold. That gold is worth $1,800 to me because I have no student loan debt or mortgage. So it's worth $1,800 to me. I hand it back to you, and it's whatever negative number you see on your calculator. See, it doesn't even matter. Even if I showed you that in person, you still won't know what I'm talking about because you live in the debt matrix. Half of you guys that listen to what I just said, you're like, what is he talking about? That doesn't even, I'm showing you on a calculator. You still don't see it. That's the debt matrix. That's the power of the debt matrix. You can look at the calculator with your own eyes and not believe it. Your whole life is going to change forever. Do you understand me? It changes forever. It never goes back. Listen to the sound of my voice. Listen, just listen to the tone. Listen to how it sounds. Do you hear any shaking? Like I might be unsure of what I'm saying. Everything I speak is 100% facts. Aren't you guys paying attention to yourselves? Look how long I've been on the mics talking this. Nobody hardly says nothing. You know why? Because it's the mathematical truth. That's why. You can't have an opinion on math. If you decide you're going to have an opinion on mathematics, you just do. That you can't have nobody can have an opinion when it comes to the laws of mathematics. It's not an opinion, it's facts. This is why your confidence will shoot through the roof, especially when it comes to finances. You know, you will know immediately when a debt slave is speaking to you about finances because everything that comes out of their mouth won't make any mathematical sense whatsoever. None. Hey, yeah, I took out a second mortgage and I took the money and put it down on the rental property, man. And now I'm paying my rental properties $1,000 a month, but I'm charging the renter $2,500. So I'm profiting $1,500. None of that makes any mathematical sense at all. The person has 3 mortgages talking about they're profiting $1,500. That makes no sense at all, but they don't know that they're saying that. That's the gift. What I'm telling you, when you hear people say, "Hey, I took out a second mortgage on my first house, took that money, used that money to put down on a third mortgage for the rental property, put the mortgage is $1,000. They're charging the renter $2,500, and the person with 3 mortgages believe they're profiting $1,500 with 3 mortgages." Not realizing not only they didn't have the money to buy the house that they're living in. That's why they got the mortgage, because the only way to buy a house is in cash. So when you get a mortgage, that means you don't have the money to buy it, and then you finance it. So not only did they not have the money to buy it and got one mortgage, took out a second mortgage on one house, 2 mortgages on one house. Use that money to put down on a rental property for a third mortgage, and really believe that they're profiting $1,500 from the renter. They really believe that. They already know. You guys don't know the difference between personal debt and business debt. You guys don't know the difference. The reason why you don't know the difference is because you don't own the business of yourselves. That's why you don't know the difference between business debt and personal debt. They take advantage of this fact. It's just and it's just business, okay? It's nothing It's nothing bad. Okay. People that take advantage of this weakness in you guys, that not understanding the difference between business debt and personal debt. First of all, it's your fault. It's not their fault. It's your fault. But anyway, they're taking advantage of the fact that you don't know the difference. That's all they're doing. It's nothing, and it's nothing personal. It just is what it is. That's how business is done. If you believe you're a homeowner with a mortgage, that's just what you believe, I guess. Whatever. It doesn't, hey, and if you believe it, that's you. The longer you out, the longer you will understand the purpose of debt slaves. And I mean it. The longer you're out, you'll understand that no currency exists for debt slaves. That's why the majority of the world is capitalist. Because in order for capitalist economies to work, the majority must be in debt and there's an and not know it. Hence, psychological capitalism. There's the capitalism you guys Google and get the definition and say, hey, this is capitalist. Hey, the G capita, D, blah, 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 this big long definition of Google or whatever, right? And then there's the psychological part that in order for it to work, the majority must be in debt and not know it and not even understand that no currency, any currency created, is none of that exists for them. None of it, no matter what it is. Why do you think they're coming up with so many different cryptos? Anybody can make one. Hey, because you guys will believe it. Hey, you believe it exists. Hey, get it now at 2 cents, and one day it might climb to $100. Whatever you guys believe. But that's important. It's important that you believe in cryptocurrency. That is important to Bitcoin. It's going to reach 100,000. Litecoin, whatever, Dogecoin, whatever they make up, as long as you guys follow. What's up, Omanike? Snuggles? P Capes? What do you say? My friend took out a $15,000 car loan for an 11-year-old car. Yeah, but they're important, Eclectic. They're important. The car is only worth $6. Started upside down. Financed. How do you even say that? Financed an upside down car deal. Financed an upside down car deal. Financed it. So say like this. You got to remember. Say like the car was 50. This is what debt slaves don't know. That debt slaves, the ones that really do that, right? They don't know what it means. So, okay, let's walk through the steps. They're financing a car because they don't have the money to buy the car. And if they don't have the money to buy the car, they're going to be financing the taxes too. They go in, they run their income and credit, whatever, and the interest rate is determined on their credit. The interest rate's determined on oh damn, I forgot what I was going to say on that part. Oh yeah, and your income is based on your gross income, money that you're not even going to get. They start you so upside down in the car, and then when they finance the car, they financing $15,000. So you're going to be financing $15,000 worth of taxes on a car that is only worth $6,000 to $7,000. Do you hear what I'm saying? In debt. Overpriced car. They're paying more for the car than what it's worth at a finance charge, at an interest rate spread across 96 months with their based on their gross income. Finance the taxes on a $15,000 car when the car is worth only $6,000 or $7,000. It's bad. I mean, When I say bad, I'm just saying, because that was me. I used to finance cars. I didn't care what the price. I just wanted the car. What kind of payment can you get? Can you be in my price range? $500, $600? Okay, cool. Yeah, that's what I wanted. 6, 7, whatever. But I'm seeing a lot of channels with these young kids paying over $1,000 for a car a month with gap insurance. They get them, and when I watch these commercials, you know what I see? They get them so young. Ooh, they get them so young. These young kids are bragging and making, no, not bragging. They are making video after video of them financing a depreciating object with interest, and they're financing the taxes too. They think, oh, these Dodge Bucks. I mean, listen, companies be making up shit. Hey man, you finance this car, we'll give you $15,000 in Dodge Bucks. It's you don't even stop to say, what the fuck is Dodge Bucks? What's that? Oh yeah, well you can use Dodge Bucks to take down the price of the car, and they be believing that shit. What's Dodge? You know what? You stop and say, hey, you know what? Can you give me my Dodge Bucks in cash? See what happens when you say that. Give me, hey, you know what? Don't put it down on my car. Give me my Dodge Bucks in cash. Can you do that for me? See what they say. They would look at you like you're fucking nuts. They're like, what are you talking about? Dodge Bucks ain't cash. I know it ain't cash. I know that. I saw a kid talking about, hey, yeah, and you think they always tell the full price of the car and say, oh man, you think I paid for that? You think I bought this car for that much? No, you didn't buy the car for anything because you didn't have the cash for it. So first of all, you didn't buy nothing. And then they'll talk about, oh yeah, and then I had a good friend at the dealership, and then I got, Dodge Bucks knocked off 5,000. So my actual cost was this. Is like, you really believe you knocked down the price of a car that, I mean, they make so many of these Dodge red eye Hellcats. Can you imagine the price they make these cars for? There's hundreds of thousands of these cars out there, right? Each guy that gets a Hellcat and finances with red eye, they think their Hellcat is special than every other millionth Hellcat red eye out there. They think theirs is different than man. They do. Can you imagine what they make that car for? They probably put that whole car together, probably $10,000. Probably put that car, because think how many engines they have to make, how many parts. I mean, what kind of deal are you going to get when you need that many parts to continue building these cars? Oh my God, man. Oh. And then they make videos, and these guys be young too, 20. Hey man, how did a 21-year-old, when I say the title, how did a 21-year-old get a red eye, blah, blah, blah. I know exactly how he got it. He financed it. That's how he got it. I don't even need to watch the video. The titles alone tell me what I need to know. Hey, how much am I paying per month for my new Hellcat red eye? That's all I need. The title tells me everything I need to know. I don't even need to click on the video, because it doesn't matter. You just told me you financed a depreciating object with interest. No, thank you. I don't need to know nothing else. Do you think the Tesla cars of the future, that the auto industry are in trouble? No, not really. The only Tesla just forced the car manufacturers to do something that they already knew how to do. You think the Tesla just pushed them? That's all he did. He just said, okay, if you guys are not going to start it, I'm going to start it. And then he just did it. Okay, because you got to remember, car manufacturers probably got some gas deal going on. Hey, if you make these cars and gas and stop the electric, we'll pay whatever. Who knows? It's just business. It don't matter anyway. Who cares what they kind of deal they got? It doesn't really matter, right? Elon comes along and says, you know what? I'm doing it anyway now, starting now. Now they just say, you know what they did? Hey, go in the vault, pull out the electric car designs, and we just got to get started on it now. And all these manufacturers are coming out with electric. Have you noticed how quickly they're coming out? They're coming out quickly because they already know how to do it. But in the bigger scheme of things, it doesn't matter if the car is gas or electric. As long as they're financing them, who cares? Will it affect the gas deal? Of course. The more cars become electric, of course, it's going to affect that because they won't need gas. But the bigger plan is that they're financing. As long as this, what people with electric cars don't understand. Okay, if you're financing an electric car, you're not saving money on gas. You're not doing that. You actually waste. It's like, okay, here's the walkthrough outside the debt matrix so you guys can understand. First of all, if you finance a Tesla, you're not saving money on gas. Okay, you're not. Understand that. You're actually, not only are you spending money, you're spending more of the time in your life for an electric car that you don't own. So you don't know that you're doing this. Okay, so I'm gonna walk you through it. You So when you pull up to a electric Tesla station, whatever, sometimes it counts on where you're at. There's a line, so you got to wait. Okay, who knows how long? That could be 30 to 45 minutes, and then you get up to the electric pump and hope somebody's next to you, because I heard they slow down if somebody's next to you. They slow down or something. So say like it's full. So if you're waiting in line, it's gonna be full. So you ain't gonna. Everyone's gonna be full. So you're gonna plug up. So you have to sit there another hour of your time sitting there. Not only are you sitting there, you have to pay to sit there. You're paying to now, so you can get a better understanding. What if you pulled up to the gas station to fill up your tank in your car, and you had to wait at the gas pump just as long as you had to wait at the electric pump? Now, there is no way, listen, and you got to be honest with yourself. There is no way you will pull up to a gas pump and sit there for an hour to put gas in your car. That would be 100% unacceptable. You would be like, hey, because I know for a fact when I pull up to like gas stations that might have some old pumps, these pumps pump so slow. Like I say to myself, I'm never coming back to this gas station until they get new pumps. I'm not coming back here. I'm not tolerating that. I'm here for. They'll pump so slow. You be like, damn. Would you sit at a gas pump for an hour when you feel like same time as you're filling up your electric car? Hell no, you wouldn't. People that can afford Teslas, they buy them in cash because they know the value of their time. They buy them in cash. And guess what else? They have superchargers installed at their house. Supercharger, if they can afford to buy the car in cash, they can afford to pay for a supercharger at home. So when they come home from wherever they're at, they just pull in. They're already home. You're not leaving anywhere. You pull in, plug up, and go in the house. You're not sitting at some station waiting for it to get done while everybody else is staring at you, hoping you hurry up and just get off there because they need to get on there ASAP. It counts on who didn't charge their car in enough time. Do they have enough energy to wait, electricity to wait for the pump? Can you imagine the attitudes? People that have money, they don't deal with that kind of stuff, especially waste their time at an electric pump. I would be like, no, unless I can buy a Tesla in cash, I'm not buying. Unless I can buy a Tesla in cash and have a supercharger at home, that's the only time I'm gonna buy a Tesla. Any other time would be a waste of my time. I'm not sitting at a charging station in line for an hour and then pull up to the electric pump for an hour. I am not doing that. You come see me. This is the gift I share with you right here. This is the gift. Now, everything I explained to you, this is, you must be very aware of what I'm saying just now. You see the example that I said about the Tesla stations and blah. It's nothing to do with Tesla. Let's make sure it's clear. Nothing to do with the Tesla manufacturer. Nothing. Everything I said, they cannot hear what I said. They cannot hear what I said. None. Zero. They have no idea what I'm talking about, what I mean, nothing. Exactly, Nick. No waiting. Because once you own yourself, you know that that time is most valuable thing on earth. You know how people say like this? You know how people say, "Hey man, you know nothing's guaranteed in life." Yes, it is. What are you talking? Who's saying that? When you always hear people say, "No, you know nothing's guaranteed in life." You know what is guaranteed in life? Death. You know for 100% fact that you are going to die. That is guaranteed. That by default makes time the most valuable thing on earth, not money, time. So when you think about it, when you think about sitting at a electric pump for an hour, first wait an hour in line to get to the pump, and then when you get to the pump, you waste another hour, 2 hours, and you pay for both. You're paying for both. Like when you're sitting in your car for an hour, you're using whatever electricity. You're probably not using much, but you're using some. Whatever you're using waiting in the line to get to that, and then when you finally, you got to re-put it back in there, and you're going to pay for it. So you pay for your time and electricity. You pay for your time twice. Clarence says, how can you save money on gas when it takes hours to charge the vehicle that depletes it in charging power over time? Look at your phone now. How long does it take to charge your phone, especially in the, and I know, see? But Clarence, I want you guys to understand this. You guys come to this channel. They don't hear what I'm saying. Literally, they don't hear what I'm saying. And you're probably thinking, how do you know they don't hear what I'm saying? Look how many this is, and you guys just do this test yourself. Type in Tesla videos, gas, electricity, blah, 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 blah. Every person, listen, every person, and I don't do it much, just every once in a while, but every person I'll look at a Tesla video and I'll type in the comments, did you finance this video? Did you finance this car? They all say yes. Every single person that I asked to put it in the comments, did you finance this? It's either financed or leased. Like they think one or the other is different. People, they think leasing versus buying, because you don't buying a car, you buy a car. Hey, I'm buying that. You buy a car. You don't buying a car. It's so many videos out there, just all of them, just like, and the majority of them have financed it, and they make these videos. I mean, you look at these YouTube videos, they're very professional, good camera, lighting. I mean, some of these videos are professional. I mean, these kids, mostly young kids, they're doing this. They got the cameras inside, outside the car. They're doing all this, and then I say, hey, did you finance this car? They say yes. That makes their whole video invalid. They don't understand, by telling me they financed their car, it makes their whole video mathematically invalid for them and people like them. They don't discuss interest rates, how they do it, how many months. They just go, hey, this is my monthly payment. And it really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. As long as they're financing it, it makes the whole math. Now, not in a sense like okay, this is the difference. Yes, the videos become valid for a person who bought the exact same car in cash. Okay, that's the difference. When they make these videos, because I'm not saying the videos are invalid, they're invalid for people who finance electric cars and Teslas. All right, but for the people who pay cash for Teslas, their videos are valid when it comes to how far the car can go, the features and stuff like that. Right, but when they start putting money in there, they're valid if you own the car. Yes, this is how much money and gas you will save by not paying gas by having this car, and you get the 300-mile one and blah blah blah. That's all valid if you paid for the car in cash. I mean, these videos are just so, and I always, you know what I do? I try to pick the nicest ones too, just to, I mean, with a lot of followers, thousands of followers, right? Because you got to remember these car payment videos. You guys see how many followers they have? Thousands, 100,000 views, 200,000 views on some guy talking about how much they make, how much they pay on a car payment. Man, they get them young too. It's always the young ones. Get them right, nice and young. They'll sometimes they even tell me, hey, yeah, you know what? I like to upgrade every 3 years. Oh, like your phone? Oh, you like to upgrade your car every 3 years? Yeah, you probably do your phone probably every year, right? Yep, sure do. I knew it. Apple is absolutely brilliant. They upgrade their phone every single year. I don't even think they wait a full year anymore. Every year. Hey, the camera's improved. Hey, you can touch this and you can do that. Just bullshit. And you know the whoever did this is the marketing genius at Apple. All you got to do is just change the camera lenses, because you got to remember, it doesn't really matter the color of the phone you get, because you're not going to have a phone with no cover. Okay, you're just not. They make it nice and slippery and glass to where it forces you to buy a cover. So the color of the phone doesn't even matter. So, how can you make people tell that this person has the newer model phone than them? Change the camera lenses. All the phones follow the idea now. All of them. Hey, rearrange the camera lenses so other people will know that whoever's holding this phone has the newer phone than the last year's phone, because that one has 3 cameras and this one has 15 of them. Debt slaves really believe it has something to do with the camera. No, it doesn't, because you guys are not using the capabilities of the camera, the cameras that are the type of cameras coming in these phones. You're not. You're just picking up, snap. Okay, good. Record a video or two here, and then you guys upgrade. You see Apple's headquarters? Do you see their headquarters? Don't that shit doesn't that command respect? That commands it. Just like an alien ship. You know why it's shaped like an alien ship? Because when I think about alien, I consider myself an alien, and this is why. My definition of alien is a person that knows something that millions of other people don't know. Millions don't know. Millions. And then when I connect all capitalist countries around the world, it just goes to billions. Look how many capitalist countries, look how many capitalist economies in every damn near almost every country. Why do you think that is? You go to one, you go to one country, it just says, "Hey, we use this. This is our money. This is the paper we use here." Okay, cool. You go to Canada, Canada says, "Hey, this is the paper we use here." You go to the UK, UK says, "This is the paper we use here." Are you guys all capitalists? Yeah, okay, whatever. You go over there, and then the rules are the financial rules are clearly stated, and you don't even have to know. Like if I move to the UK, I don't really have to understand how their economy works. All I need to know is it capitalist. Yeah, okay. I would go over there. You guys probably got taxes. Sure do. Property, this and that. You can own it. This. I'll just go find somebody in the UK who is professional at the UK taxes, who is personally debt free. I can walk up and say, "Are you debt free?" Yeah. Then you know the rules, right? Yeah. I don't want to know. I know I'm coming here to play right, correctly. You know what to do inside the UK tax system? Yeah, to make sure I'm making money and I'm not doing anything illegal, right? Yeah, you know what to do, right? Because if you break the rules, you're fired, right? Immediately fired. You don't even have to tell me that. Okay, cool. I'm sure he did, Aaron. Most people don't even use pro mode in their phone's camera. I sure don't. I barely do it. Matter of fact, these phones are expensive and many don't even have pro mode. Apple's absolutely genius. Congratulations, Apple. Congratulations. I cannot wait to see the Appleverse. Oh, I'm excited to see the Appleverse. I'm excited to see what they're. You better believe they are working on that. Believe that, because they already got you. They already got Apple users trapped in the Appleverse anyway. Because once you have all your stuff connected, Apple, your iPod, and this and that, and all in the Apple sphere, you're not coming out of there. You're not coming out. Imagine what theirs is going to look like. Imagine what, like, I mean, this is all you got to really do to understand how it's going to work. Okay. Look at Apple's products. This is why I have a Mac. Everything Apple is premium. Is premium. Imagine what their glasses, imagine what their AR glasses are going to look like. They're going to be the coolest. Oh man. And then you guys are going to do the same thing you do now with the phones. Apple versus Android. When there's a Android verse and then an Apple verse, and then you guys are going to fight over which universe is better, and it's going to make them both money, just the same way you guys do over the phones. Oh man, if somebody texts me and it's green and I have an Apple, I'm not talking to them. That's exactly what they want you to do. You talking about billionaire companies. This one billionaire company is better than that billionaire company. That's exactly what they want you to do. Fight over something that you don't even own. You use and pay for. Exactly. People, then debt slaves are going to be like, oh man, if you don't belong over in Appleverse, you ain't nothing. Then you guys are going to have, it's going to be Apple or universe race wars. This is going to be bananas. It never ends. Consumed. Then they're going to put you guys in debt. Oh my God, I just can't even imagine the speed at which they're going to put you guys into debt. Oh, no, not put you guys in, that you guys are going to put yourselves in debt. You already do it with finance and phones. You guys already do it. Ooh. The highest taxes in the world. What you talking about? UK, Aaron? You got to understand, when you get, Aaron, let me tell you something, okay? When you get out of debt, you're going to stop saying things like that. Hey, UK has the highest taxes in the world. You got to stop. The next time you say that, Aaron, this is what I want you to do. Okay, I want you to stop. Then I want you to look around and say, who else is saying that? And then ask all your friends, say, hey, do you think taxes in the UK are the highest in the world? And see if they all say yes. And I want you to understand there's a reason why you guys are saying that. Only people in debt talk about taxes that way. Once you get out of debt, you'll see taxes for what the purpose is. You'll see their purpose. Then you'll take a step back and say, they're not high. They're just there. And I see their purpose. Oh, that's why they're there. Yep, that's why they're there. You won't worry about salaries. Putting salary next to taxes, because those two have nothing. I know it looks like a person's salary and taxes have something to do with each other, but they don't. It looks like that, but it's not that. Because when people say, hey, these are the highest taxes here, are there people living there? When you say something like the UK has the highest taxes than whatever, bloggity, blah, 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 right? You say, are there people living there? Yeah. They must not be that high because there's people living there. Taxes, if you see the true purpose of taxes, if they want to get some people out in an area that they want to gentrify or whatever, this is all you got to do. Raise the taxes in that area. The people that cannot afford will get out. They have to get out. They don't got a choice. Just move taxes around where you need them to be. Hey, we need to get that area. Okay, raise the taxes over there. That's it. And then the people that you don't want there will get out. They can't afford it. I'm from Seattle, Washington, and there was this area called the Central District. I'll never forget this. And remember, I was a young dude at this particular time, okay? And the Central District was primarily black for years. It was like that for years, right? And there was this dirt field. I used to take my dirt bike over there. I used to do dirt jumps, and me and my friends, and because it was just it was like a corner, like almost like the size of a corner where a 7-Eleven would be, or a Quick Mart or something, those quick gas stations, the size of that area, right? But it was all dirt. And one day they closed it off. The following week, they probably started construction of something. I was like, what is that? It was a Starbucks. They built a Starbucks right in the middle of the hood in a bad area. Now, as a young man, that just didn't make any sense to me, because at the time, Starbucks were in the richer areas at the time when Starbucks first started coming out. They didn't put them in bad areas, right? Because remember, Starbucks started in Seattle. But when they put the Starbucks here, I was like, whoa, and I said this to myself, why'd they put this here? That doesn't make sense to me. I remember saying it to myself, why would they put it here? 10 years later, 15 years later, who knows? The whole area has changed. Everything. High rise on the other three corners of this particular corner where the Starbucks is at. On the other three corners were high rise buildings. So in a 4-corner area, 3 high rise buildings were on the 3, and the Starbucks was on the 1. All those people in all those high rise buildings, where do you think they're going to get their coffee? To that Starbucks right there. Now, do they know some information that the majority don't know? Yes, that's true. Don't even be mad about it. You know why? Because they have money and you don't. Period. That's why. Understood. Understood. Now that's how I usually gauge things now. What's coming where? They always give you clues. If you understand how it works, this is your clue that something big is probably coming. I'm not saying 100%. That's probably coming to an area that you didn't think would pop up. You will see a Starbucks pop up, big names, a big hotel name pop up in somewhere that just doesn't make any sense. Why are you putting that hotel here? Why are you putting that Starbucks here? Because probably in 10 years, everything around is going to change. Every time I've looked at that is what 9 times out of 10, what has happened. Somebody will say, hey man, you know, they put a Starbucks over there on so-and-so on 35th. Uh-oh. Where's it at? Low income, probably area, something, whatever. Something's coming. Wally says that's true. Even the app with Apple, there are apps on their tablet or phone is better. Even Android don't have their own musical app. You have to download one. Exactly. See, hey, and you know what? I don't really care. All I know is this: Apple has they make premium products. Okay, period. They do. Hands down, hands down. They created a product that people trust. You know, it's like you can get a Mac and use their OS. You don't really have to worry about virus software on your Mac. You don't even have to think about it. I just got out of their phones because I didn't like, even back in the early days, because I used to have a phone. I used to have an Apple phone, but I started realizing something maybe because I was an engineer. I was noticing the battery life. I was noticing every time the iOS got upgraded, my phone would slow down and just wouldn't function right. I was like, but at the same time, I understood, because why would they keep making a new iOS for older phones? That just doesn't make any financial or mathematical sense to continue to create to create a newer iOS, but keep in mind of the old platforms. You know, no, right? I get it, but I didn't want them dictating my phones like that. And then, hey, we're taking out the phone jack. I mean, because they were preparing when they took away the phone jack way back then. That's when I left. I said, no, you ain't doing that. Okay, we don't have the phone jack in our phones no more. Goodbye. I went to one of my power cords messed up. I went to like TJ Maxx to grab a different power cord, plugged that bitch in, and said, sorry, this is not an Apple approved card. I said, goodbye, Apple. You're not dictating my power cords, Apple. Okay. You already dictate the whole phone, the iOS, what I can do, what I can't do, what I can add. But now you're trying to dictate my power cord and my ear sets. Goodbye. You're not doing none of that. Dubai has no taxes. All you need, Aaron, this is what you need to do. Look to see if Dubai is capitalist. If it's capitalist, they have a different form of something that maybe the name is not taxes. It's something, I promise you. Okay. LG phones still give the rest run for your money. Yeah, it probably does. I'm a note person. Clarence says the Dante Inferno Ninth Circles of Debt comes to mind. I've never heard of that. What is that? Yes, you're right, Sals. But hey, the people in the hoods always mess things. Well, as I'm out of the debt matrix and I think about the community that I grew up in, it has nothing to do with color. That's also part of the program to make people believe that math has something to do with the color of your skin. It's like saying if a black person put 2 plus 2 in a calculator and hit equal, and then turn the calculator around to show people that the find it, or 1 plus 1 equals 2 in the calculator. A black person puts 1 plus 1 equals 2 in the calculator, and then turned it around to show everybody, and the people looking at it says, oh, he only did that, he only knows that because he's black. He only knew to put 1 plus 1 equals 2 in a calculator because he's black. See how dumb that sounds? It just sounds so stupid. Because math has nothing to do with where you grew up, where you what side of the tracks you live on. 1 plus 1 equals 2, no matter your neighborhood, your black, right, race, color, skin. 1 plus 1 equals 2, no matter the language, nothing. See, those projects, like when I think about Seattle projects versus NYC projects, there are no comparison. Okay. I'm not even trying to compare that, right? I didn't really know that as a young man. I knew I lived in the projects in Seattle, but I didn't know how bad projects could look like. Okay. I didn't know. So there's a big difference, trust me. They did the same thing too back in my neighborhood. I grew up in the, yeah, sure was. I mean, and it's just business. It's just business. And they even tie a name, gentrification. It's like, now that I'm out of the debt matrix, when I hear names like gentrification, I just like, this is what I think. Why are you tying that name to taking over that area? What's the purpose of calling it a, like redoing the area and calling it a name? It just, what it really is moving out the debt slaves that live in there, and they putting in people that understand money. That's all that's happening. We need them out. How do you do that? Raise the taxes. They got to move, period. You guys just, I mean, you guys don't know that, but that's what it is. That's how it works. Hey, we like that area. How do we get it? Raise the taxes there. Okay, cool. And then people come up with these names. If the majority of it was, if it was a neighborhood, a black neighborhood, they use the word gentrification. When it's like, when you say, you guys like, what does gentrification have to do with mathematics? Nothing. Then I think to myself, why are you using that word? I guess it goes good with it. I don't know. Well, you got to remember, Antoine, I know what it is. Everyone cannot be helped, because in order for capitalism, psychological capitalism, to work, the majority must be in debt and not know it. I'm here. I'm here to help the ones that are walking around that know something's wrong and they just can't figure it out. They can't, no matter what, no matter how many raises they get, no matter how many jobs they get, no matter how, if they start a business, a success, and a successful business at that, successful, and they're still living paycheck to paycheck. They can't figure it out. Wait a minute. I got 2 jobs making 6 figures at my one job. I got a successful business. I'm bringing in 2 and 3 high 6, mid to high 6 figures, and I'm still living paycheck to paycheck. Just can't figure it out. I'm here for you guys. I'm here for the ones that are that are pretending to the outside world. To the outside world, to look like you got money, but to the inside, you are up to your eyeballs in debt. Now, it doesn't matter how I know. It doesn't matter how does he know that? How does he know how does he know that everything I'm showing these people is financed? All you need to know is that I know. All you need to know is that I can see you. That's all you need to know. It doesn't matter. You got to say, is what, and this is how you know I can see you, is what he's saying true? Do I have a successful business, but my student loan debt is older than my successful business? Is that true? Is that, if this is you, listen, if this is you, here's a sign of why you're living paycheck to paycheck with a successful business. Okay. Is your student loan debt older than your business? If the answer is yes, that's why you're still living paycheck to paycheck with a successful business. That's why you're doing that. Because your student loan debt is older than your business. That's why. Because according to the laws of mathematics, you can't do that. Wait, their own iOS covers viruses. Damn, the Google Chrome is trying to catch up to them. And so I'm not saying that the Mac OS doesn't get viruses. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's way less than Windows. Way less, way less. I mean, when you cross over from PC to Mac, there's going to be a little bit of learning curve, but after you get over the curve, it's hey man, it's easy peasy after that. Everything just works. It just flows. It just works. My MacBook is like, man, this thing's got to be like 5-6 years old now. You try to do that in PC 5-6 years, oh man, you got problems. Chicago people be like, they demolish our tallest projects. That's why the crime is all over the city. Don't even make sense. This is the first thing. This is what I'm saying. The Seattle type projects, okay? All right, let's put it that way. Though I say projects, I'm saying Seattle's version of projects, okay? I'm not comparing to the East Coast projects. It's not even close to the East Coast projects. Seattle's versions of projects, and I don't think hardly any of, like, the projects I grew up in, they don't exist anymore. I grew up in a place called Rainier Vista. Shout out to Kirkland Dorsey for the $4.99 super sticker. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I grew up in a place called Rainier Vista that doesn't even exist anymore. There's a Rainier Vista that exists today, but it's the new Rainier Vista. It's not the Rainier Vista I grew up in. Okay, look, if you want to wait just a second. If you want to see the Rainier Vista that I grew up in, go to Google and type in Rainier Vista, Seattle, Washington, or something like that, and then click on the photos, and then you'll see these standardary looking houses, because I think it used to be some kind of army barracks or something way, way back in the days, because they were all exactly the same, okay? And those are the ones I grew up in, okay? And what's crazy, though, I always try to tell people, honestly, where I grew up in, I enjoyed. I didn't look at it as project because all my friends were close. If one friend wasn't home, I could just go to another friend's house, and 9 times out of 10, they would be home, or they could play after school or whatever. I used to love that. Every place has gangs, Nothing to do with color. Exactly, nothing. Would you say they need to disappear, the NYC projects? Those buildings are ugly inside out. See, I've only seen NYC project buildings on TV. I've never been there to see them with my own eyes. Nor do I have to see that. That's good enough for me to see it. I just think, when I think about that, I think, if those people knew what I knew, I also understand that the majority must be in debt and not know it for psychological capitalism to work. They must not know it. When you cross over, nobody's over here to hold you back, or to stop you from becoming wealthy, rich. When you cross over and understand how it works, the people with money they're here to help you. Like, if I know you guys don't really understand it, but I put it this way. If Jeff Bezos ever heard one of my videos, he'd be one of the people that would know that I know. Elon Musk, him the same. Warren Buffett, the same. They would know right away that I know. You guys, the majority that come here and listen, you guys are not going to really know until a famous person finds me. Famous rapper, singer, motivational speaker, whatever, it really doesn't matter. Once one of them finds me and listens and understands my gift and what I'm sharing, then you guys will know who SMD is, who LJ Young is. Then you will know then. You guys need to understand. It's just a matter of time before that happens. First, you got to remember, I got to get through. There's a lot of noise. Like when you make videos I mean, look how many platforms there are: TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all these other platforms. That's a lot of noise being spit out at one time about finances, motivation. That's a lot of noise. And so I had to take a step back and say, how can I get my voice to cut through all of the noise for the right people to hear it? That's what I thought to myself. What can I do to do that? Be the truth. Remove all ego out of when I tell you guys information, making it sound like you're dumb for not knowing. That's dumb, the finance cards. Because when you hear that, you think, oh, who do you think he is? You think you're smarter than. If I just remove all that, and what I mean by that, remove all that and just speak the truth, to say the mathematical truth, to say, hey, open up your calculator, put in your car payment minus your car balance, and then hit equal. And then as you're looking at the calculator, say, that's how much money you had to buy the car that you're driving today. See, there's no ego in it. There's no talking, not saying anything bad to you about it. It's just like open up a calculator, put in your car payment minus your car balance and hit equal. And then as you're looking at the calculator, just listen to the sound of my voice. That's how much money you had to buy the car that you're driving today. Now, as you're staring at the calculator, this is what it's going to cause, what I call a glitch in the debt matrix. Because you're going to be looking at this calculator, seeing this large negative number, and you're going to say to yourself, well, I can't buy anything with negative anything. That's true. That leads you back to the same question. If you can't buy anything with that negative number that you see on the calculator, how are you driving the car? How did you buy the car that you're in today? How did you buy it? The reason why you think you bought the car today, and I'm just trying to my best way to tell you, because you don't know the definition of buy. Buy equals cash. Car loan equals financing. You didn't buy anything. That's why and the reason why you believe you bought something is because you cannot see negative numbers psychologically. You can see them physically because imagine you and I are looking at the same calculator right now, and it's clearly saying a negative number, clearly. Now, if you hear me say that, and I want you guys to kind of like calm your ego a little bit, just listen. If you hear me say that, and you clearly see the answer on the calculator is true, and you know the calculator is never wrong, and you're still upset, you need to ask yourself, why am I upset at the calculator? Because you're not upset at me. Now, if you catch yourself being upset at me, you're just upset at me because I'm telling you what the calculator says, but who you're really upset as, you're upset at the calculator. Now you got to think to yourself, why am I upset at the calculator? Because it's telling me the truth. Why am I mad about that? That's where you're gonna start to realize that's a glitch in the debt matrix. And then you're gonna say, why am I mad at a calculator? That's ridiculous. Yes, it is ridiculous. It's ridiculous to be mad at the calculator. Ridiculous. Why are you mad at it? To cut through all of the noise, I just be the truth. That's it. Just be the truth. Be the mathematical truth. Anybody like what you guys like debt slaves, you guys really don't understand. Like I understand by the question you ask me. By the question you ask me about personal finances tells me where you are in your finances. Because what you don't understand is that debt slaves only ask certain types of questions. Only debt slaves are the only ones that ask certain types of questions. Debt slaves. We're on the ground level. Pick LJ mine now. Pick LJ's mine now before it's too late. You better believe that, Antoine. Can you see it, Antoine? I see it. You better get it now. And I'm not even saying now is cheap. I'm just telling you, I'm just saying you better get it now because not even now is cheap. For two reasons. Because I know the value of the information that I have for a few reasons. I know the value of the information that I have. It will change your life forever. It will change your generation, those who will listen in your family, meaning those who will listen in your family. It'll change you forever, forever. I'm forever changed. SMD family members changed. Like Nick and I just recently together, he asked me to be with him to actually walk through the process and push the button on paying off $40,000 in student loan debt in one shot. You know what kind of balls it takes to do that? That takes big balls, big balls, big balls. He had to fight through everybody telling him not to do it. That's dumb. You can invest in this and that. Not knowing, everybody's saying, you know when people tell you that, like what Nick doesn't probably know, people telling you that, right? Basically, what they're saying is don't invest in yourself. Invest in all these other things outside of yourself. Don't invest in yourself by investing in yourself is like by paying off the student loan debt. Now Nick owns himself. He owns himself now. You know how many millions of people don't own themselves? That's it. Nick's forever changed, forever. Nobody can fuck with him in finances. Nobody can fool him. Nobody can trick him. Nobody can sucker him in a deal. Hey, man, Nick, you should invest in this. And no, none of that can work. It's just everything, your whole world changes. Monique says, LJ, maybe they don't want to tell the truth. Ever thought maybe they don't want you to tell the truth? No, I don't. 99, and this is just my opinion. 99% of when they talk about the 1%, I think out of 100, 1% of people know what I teach. 1%. That to me, in my opinion, that is the true 1%. It has nothing to do with money. It has nothing to do with wealth. It's the 1% of people that understand how capitalist economies truly work. That's how they know. That's the 1%. I truly believe that's 1%. There is not many people that understand what I teach and share. Not many. And knowing this information, sharing this information, imagine this, Omanique. 1% out of the population of all capitalist economies, and I'm over here in my corner talking about, hey, become free, own yourself. Nobody, and I think they can't hear me, Omanique. You're like, hey, LJ, you're telling the truth. The majority have no idea of the words that are coming out of my mouth. They don't know what I'm talking about. Literally do not know what I'm talking about. I just paid off an account in collection. Someone told me not to, but I feel better. Never have to worry about that again. Congratulations. I would say your name, but I can't pronounce it. Congratulations. You made the right move. You know what you did? You know what you did? You invested in yourself. People that tell you, and this is what I want you to understand, people that tell you not to do that, they are telling you about their own finances. Because if you came to a person like me and you said, hey, man, should I pay off my collection? I would say, hell yeah. You know why? Because I don't have any. Of course you pay those off. But if you got people telling you, you shouldn't do that, you should invest in over here or do that, they're telling you about their own finances, because only a person with collection would tell other people to keep them. By paying off your collections, you invested in yourself. Congratulations. Now, I want to get some new people up here to ask me some questions. If you've never been here, I want some new people. Because I'm noticing the numbers going up, the views are going up, the amount of subscribers are increasing. So I know more and more of you guys are paying attention and you're watching, but maybe you're too shy to talk. And you probably heard me, and you probably, when you first hear me, you probably think I'm an asshole, or who does he think he is? And then you stay longer and longer, and you realize I'm not being an a-hole at all. I'm just telling you the mathematical truth and giving you the choice, because I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything. I'm just here to show you something. Hey, here, look at the calculator. That's all I'm saying. Look at the calculator. Trust it. Trust it, and you'll win with money. Especially the younger you are, because time is on your side. You learn what I'm teaching you today in your 20s. And I always say like this, say like your goal is to be an IRS agent, to catch fraudsters, to catch people scamming and tax evasion. I will help make you the best one ever. When people say your name is assigned to their case, they're going to be shivering in their boots. You putting who on me? Who's on me? Oh, shit. If your goal is to be a tax attorney, something to do with taxes, professional accountant, I will make you the best ever. Because you have to believe me. You're bound by the laws of mathematics to believe me. You have to. I will help you invest in yourself. And then once you invest in yourself and own yourself, you take off from there. Then I just stand back and let you do what you're going to do. The younger you are, the better, because you guys are in trouble. Between all the social media platforms and cell phones, and now the metaverses that will be coming out, that will be coming out. Ooh, good luck. Because if they trapped you, if you trapped yourself in the debt matrix here in the real world, imagine what they're going to do to you in multiple virtual worlds. They're going to probably create their own coins in each, just like the world today. Just imagine them cloning the world, including the capitalism, because they're all going to use, all metaverses are going to be based on capitalism. You watch. They're all going to come up with their own type of money, just like in the regular world. Canada has their own money. UK has their own money. Africa has their, just same thing, but they're going to be virtual coins, just the same thing. You guys will be in debt to multiple metaverses. Because just like you guys talk, hey, man, I'm going to get out of here and move to the Philippines. It's much cheaper over there, and you can live like a king over there. That's what they're going to do. They're going to make there's going to be a higher end metaverses versus lower end metaverses. You're going to be like, hey, it's cheaper to live on this inside of this metaverse. And then you guys are going to run to that. and do the exact same thing, thinking that taxes and cost of living is lower, blah, 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 whatever you guys think, whatever. You understand how? And then so like, if they know you're part of the Apple verse, your status will be different. No different than the iPhones right now, because people with iPhones, they think they're at a higher status than people with Androids. It will be no different than the Apple verse. If you part of the Apple verse and say like there's a person part of the Android verse, the people in the Apple verse are going to think they're better than the Android verse. Oh man, hey man, won't you come over to? Oh man, I don't be going into the Android voice verse, man. I just no different than Apples and Macs, and it's the same thing, but it's gonna be worse. But what you guys don't know, you'll be in debt to them all, and they're all gonna be based on what? Your real credit report. You better believe that. Then they're gonna take your real credit report, come up with their own credit system inside of the metaverses. They're just gonna, oh my god, I could just see it. They're gonna kill the game. I'm talking about Musk. He might not want you to tell the masses, or he might not want you to tell the masses or free them. Well, again, it still applies. It still applies. It doesn't. It's only 1% of people that know this information. If 1% of people know this information, the likelihood of 99% of it hearing this information is highly unlikely. Nor do I want it. I don't want that to happen. I don't want the majority, because it won't work if the majority understand what I teach or what I share. It won't work. It'll collapse. I don't want that. That would affect everybody. I don't want that, including me. If I don't like if I don't like the capitalism here, I just make sure I have no debt and I just leave. And I said, and just pick a country that I want to live in that's also capitalist, but I might like something better there. I don't know. Who knows? I'll just investigate. Hey, I'll look for a country. Where do I want to live? Okay, is it capitalist? Okay, and then I'll determine. Okay, how is their capitalist structure created? Because I know the base will always be the majority will be in debt and not know it, because all capitalism is a cycle. It's two capitalism that everybody can see, and then there's a psychological capitalism component. The majority are in debt and they don't know they're in debt. The majority will be in debt and not know that they must not know they don't own nothing. You can't put it this way. Omanike, walk up to a debt slave and say, hey, no currency exists for you. Gold, silver, platinum, diamonds, gold, nothing. And then they're going to look at you like you're nuts. What do you mean? It has to be based on capitalism. Has to be. Because that's all. And I'm saying that because that's all I know. All I know is capitalism. That's what I was born into. And what's so crazy, like when you get outside the debt matrix and you read the information on the internet, you clearly see who that's for. You clearly see who that's for. The majority of financial information that you Google, I clearly see who it's for. It's for the majority of it's for debt slaves. How to get rich fast, how to invest, how to do this and that. It's like, man. And I'm gonna give you, I'm gonna give you guys a nugget for free. Because I know if you grew up in capitalism and you grew up in the United States and it's credit and all this other stuff, and you just thought you couldn't be nothing without credit, and credit is the world and whatever, right? Wait, hold on for a second. Hold on for a quick second, you guys. Sorry. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a nugget for free. Okay. So I'm gonna help you easily determine the financial phony. No, not the financial phony. The financial people that you probably trust that don't get it. Okay, this is what I want you to do. I want you to write down on a piece of paper your total student loan debt. So say like you owe $100,000 in student loan debt, and you got let's say like this. Say like you have $60,000. I'm gonna keep the numbers like in the middle somewhere. $60,000 in student loan debt, and you have $5,000 in the bank. All right. And I want you to write down the $60,000 on a piece of paper, the exact number on a piece of paper, and then go see, and you got $5,000 in the bank. Okay. This is what I want you to do before even going to see the financial person. Open up the calculator. I want you to put in 5,000 minus 60,000 and then hit equal. According to the calculator, that's negative 55,000. The calculator saying you don't have $5,000 to invest in anything because you are negative $55,000 in the hole. Okay. You understand this before going to see the financial person that you're going to see. You go to their office, you meet up with them and say, hey, check this out. Where should I put this $5,000 cash? What should I invest in? Right. And then they'll probably get ready to start to tell you. And then you go, but check this out. I meant to tell you this, but I also have $60,000 in student loan debt. Should I put the five? Now, listen, knowing in your brain that it's 5,000 minus 60,000 is negative 55,000. You say, what should I do? Should I put this on my student loan debt, take this 5,000 and put it on my student loan debt, or should I invest it in something? The right person is going to say, you have no money to invest in anything. You're negative $55,000 in the hole. The wrong person is going to say, oh yeah, you can take this 5,000, invest in and earn an annual percentage rate of 10.5% because the student loan debt is only 3, 4, 5%. They always throw all these numbers, right? And then the money that you earn on the investment that you make from the investment of the 5,000, you take that money because it's a repeated thing. They always say the same program. It's a program. Then you take the money that you earn from that, and then you put that down. Then you pay the student loan debt off with that. If you hear that, you get up and you leave because they don't know that you cannot invest negative $55,000 into anything. And you got to ask yourself, how come this financial professional doesn't know that? Because it's bigger than that. They don't know that. Else they wouldn't have told you that. The financial professional told you something that's mathematically incorrect, that you cannot do, that breaks all the laws of mathematics. It doesn't matter if they know or don't know. All you need to know is that they don't know because they told you they don't know by telling you that you can invest negative $55,000 into something when you can't. Do you think since payment apps have to report transactions over $600 to the IRS, will they create more debt slaves? This is what I suggest to people like this, okay? People, anybody. This is what I suggest, okay? Don't wait till they come to you. I don't care if they announce that they're going to be checking apps or whatever. If I'm using the app, I'm telling them about it. Hey, look, I got a Cash App. This is how much money I transacted on this app. I'm not waiting for them to say, hey, man, you got to report. No, look, this is what I did. I'm going to leave it up to them to say, hey, we're not accepting that, or we're not looking at that. I'm going to wait till they tell me that. If I submit my Cash App transactions to the IRS and the IRS says, oh yeah, we're not at that part yet. Okay, cool. You guys said it. As long as you say it in the letter that you're not, I told you about it. You said not now. Okay, cool. Shit, whatever. Oh man, the IRS are looking at bank accounts that are 500 and below. Who cares? I thought they were looking at $1. I don't care. In my mind, they could see everything. That's how I put it in my brain. They have access to everything. I really don't care because I'm going to give them access. I'm going to show them access to everything. At the year when it's time to pay taxes or whatever, this is what I make. This is my bank. That's the transactions. That's what I did. Those are the taxes I did, right? And I'm going to have a professional. I don't want I don't really need to know the details of how it all works. All I did was hire a tax professional who is personally debt free, that understand the rules that the majority don't have. Because I remember the tax professional that I've hired. I remember calling him and I asked, his daughter works for him, right? I asked the daughter, I said, I'm going to ask you a weird question. It might be weird, but I'm going to ask you anyway, right? She was like, what? I said, do the people work for you? Are they personally debt free? It just stunned her. She was like, I, uh, and later found out it was his daughter, right? But anyway, when I finally made the appointment and came in, he said, I said, hey, I'm here for my appointment. He said, what's your name? He said, I said, Mr. Young. He's like, oh, Mr. Young. He's like, I was like, oh, so the way he kind of smiled, he was like, my daughter, she said, she said, Dad, I had a customer ask me a weird question I had never been asked before. He's like, what? The guy asked me, did the people that work for you, are they personally debt free? And she was like, I didn't understand that question. He said he smiled because he's my age, right? He said he smiled. He said, I know exactly why he's asking that question. That's what he said. That's what he told his daughter. Now, I honestly believe his daughter didn't know, because if he knows, he's probably taught his daughter the way of how it really works. And so she really doesn't understand all that stuff because she's never been in it. 9 times out of 10, if her dad knows how not to be in the debt matrix, I guarantee you his daughter doesn't know anything about being inside the debt matrix. Guaranteed. Robert says, I'm glad you are teaching the younger generations about this. Yeah, if they listen. And you know as well as I know, Robert, the age really doesn't matter when it comes to this. It really doesn't matter, right? What I do know is the earlier you get this, the chances of you becoming wealthy are high, very high. Because you will not, once you're out of the debt matrix, again, you will know the time in your life is the most valuable thing on earth. It's time. So you will never risk the time in your life for anything, especially for money. You would never do that for money. To risk the time in your life for money, you would never do that. Because you understand it's paper, and then when you take a look at how much they print money for, you're really going to be like, oh, no. So, like, let me give you an example so you can understand what I mean by time, okay? Say like you decided to do an illegal drug sale or a prescription drug sale. This is a good example. An illegal drug sale like cocaine or crack, or a prescription drug sale like fentanyl or whatever, right? That's legal. So I'm telling you about legal and illegal drugs. Say like the sentence for both, if you get caught, was 5 years in prison for this $100 sale that you're about to do. To get $100, if you get caught, you get 5 years in prison. All right. What you're saying is this: when you Google how much they print $100 bill for, and when you go over there and you see it's for 14 cents, then think about that transaction again before doing it. You're like, if I get caught, I'm gonna lose 5 years of my life for over 14 cents. You're gonna look at it very different, because what you don't understand, when you come across laws that can take away the time of your life, you got to look at it. You got to take a step back and say, how come if I do this, I will lose the most valuable thing in my life? The law is actually trying to tell you something that's an important piece of the puzzle that you can't be messing around with. How do you know this? Because you can lose the time of your life for it. That's signal enough that should tell you something. But at the same time, you're like, I can lose 5 years of my life over a 14 cent. Listen, a 14-cent piece of paper, you can lose 5 years in your life. That will make you think about it again. You're like, whoa, wait a minute, 14 cents, 5 years? Only a only a debt slave would risk the time of their life for 14 cents, for a 14-cent piece of paper. It all I remember one time I was talking to, because my girlfriend, she used to be in retail. And she told me, you know how they, and it makes sense. You know how they train like people in just, I mean, it's not even retail, just a job too, right? They train certain managers to say, hey, pay attention to these signs. If somebody comes in and say like they work the register, but all of a sudden they're coming in, they're having problems at home, they can't keep up with their bills, and they're having trouble because people that are in debt, they love to talk about their financial problems to others. When you hear somebody say that, they say pay attention to the registers, because that's when registers start coming up short. And it's nothing personal. It's just what happens, because debt, what people in debt don't realize, debt makes people do things that they normally wouldn't do. It's not money, it's debt that does that. Because if you had a job and you had no debt, all your bills are paid. They always pay on time. You don't get red. Because I promise you, once you get out of debt, you don't get final notices in the mail. You don't have bill collectors after you. Your phone's not ringing off the hook from strange numbers. I'm just telling you guys that doesn't happen when you get out of the debt matrix. That is not allowed, because it doesn't exist. That's a certain pressure that is put on you that you don't realize that you don't have to have. You don't have to have people chasing you all the time. You don't. That's not true. People calling you from strange numbers. You're afraid to answer the phone that you make monthly payments on. You're afraid to answer it. That's a problem. When you are scared to go to the mailbox, that doesn't exist outside the debt matrix. The mailbox doesn't scare me. Nobody's going to surprise me and say some bill say that I owe them something or some this and that. That doesn't happen in my world, because I know it doesn't exist, because I made it not exist. If you guys want, I mean, you know what's so crazy about this gift? I have the blueprint. I know for a fact I can give you the financial blueprint to change your life. I know that for a fact. If you've been in debt all your life, you just thought debt was part of life. I'm here to tell you that that's not true. That's not part of life. No, it's not. I mean, you'll see it in comments all the time. I hear people say it all the time. Oh, debt's part of life. Everybody's in debt. You were born into it. Yeah, that's probably true. You were born into it, but you don't have to stay in it. You can choose to get out. You don't have to stay in it. B. Dean says, my this question might be too deep, but who or what is backing the value of the US dollar, since it only costs pennies to print? Debt slaves are backing it. It's not, I mean, even when you say that, it's deep, because you got to remember, the only thing that backs paper money is debt slaves. They're not hiding anything from anybody. They're clearly telling you how much they print money for. And when you look at it, you could see $100. They said we make this for 14 cents. Which one are you going to believe? You going to believe it's $100, or you going to believe it's 14 cents? Even though they're telling you that's how much they printed it for. That should give you a sign to say, wait a minute, something's wrong. That's what I'm telling you. That's what's wrong. I mean, not wrong, but that's something to tell you that there's something else that you're not seeing, obviously. When you get out the debt matrix, when you see, hey, Nixon took the dollar off of the gold standard back up, it doesn't matter, because no currency exists for debt slaves, none. So it doesn't matter what the dollar was backed by, it doesn't exist for you. If you're in debt, the only thing, you can believe me or not, okay, it's totally up to you. If you are in debt, no currency at all ever anywhere exists for you. None. So when you look in the books, the history books, hey, Nixon did this. Doesn't matter what Nixon. All you need to concern yourself with, like, let me give you an example. When you hear back in the 70s, when President Nixon took the gold back off the gold standard from back in the dollar, whatever the fuck they talking about, right? You say to yourself, was back when Nixon was president, was it capitalist? Yeah, it doesn't matter what it was back by then, because it doesn't exist for debt slaves. All you need to concern when anybody talks about in history about finance, you say, was it capitalist at the time? Yeah, that's all you need to know. That's it. Doesn't matter what happened back then. Doesn't matter. Whatever happened was supposed to happen. Do you guys think the metaverses could work in the do you think the metaverse could have worked in the economy before 2020? Do you think the metaverse could have fit in the time before 20? Hell no. So everything has to stop. Stop it, reconfigure, restart it back up, and go. Okay, now it's going. Now people are according to the new world. They'll be at home, getting off, working from home, putting on their, as soon as they get off work from home, put on their VR glasses, and then that'll take the time to where they'll blend the two together to where you'll be working VR. You'll be using VR glasses to work in, so you never have to leave work or join the metaverse. You guys will be in one at all times, having meetings inside the metaverses. The shit's going to be bananas. You guys will never have to leave for work or going to the metaverse. You guys will be in there all the time for work and everything, watching Netflix, going to, because you can go to, I mean, it's crazy. You can go to the movies with your virtual friend. You can do everything in there. It's going to be bananas. And I'm glad what you guys, I'm glad I have a seat in the stadium. I'm so happy. I get to kick back with my popcorn and just watch. And when I decide, and now I know exactly how I'm gonna become a billionaire. You know how I'm gonna become a billionaire? Inside all the metaverses, because I'm gonna be part of them all. All metaverses that are created, that are based with an economy based on capitalism, because all they did was virtualize the real world and made copies of it. That's all they did. And I go to a metaverse. Hey, you guys capitalists? Yeah, I want to be part of it. How I get in here? The only thing I'll be in there, all my metaverse goggles will be for business related purposes. Business. I'm not here to be messing around. I got a real life to live. Real life. Because one day I know for a fact I'm gonna be dead. I'm gonna be dead. I'm gonna die. I'm human. I'm gonna die. You think I'm gonna spend the rest of my time inside a virtual world when I could be in the real one? Hell fucking no. You hear my voice? No. The answer's no. You better believe it, Nick. Billionaires. And what people don't really understand, the name is just a name. Once you start making money, you don't think about money like that. You're not going to be like, hey, whoa, wow, I'm a billionaire. Whoa, no, you don't care. You don't think about money like that. The last thing I want to think about is money. Jeff Bezos probably don't know he's a billionaire until they announce it on the news. They're like, oh, he probably be like, oh shit, when did that happen? Oh, about to become a trillionaire? Says who? The news. Oh, okay. Understood. So basically, you are saying we can't have capitalist economy without slaves? No. And when I say capitalist economy, I said psychological capitalist economy. In order for it to work, the majority must be in debt. Wait, okay, capitalist economies, the majority must be in debt. Psychological capitalist economies and not know it. That's the and not know it part. Capitalist economies, the majority must be in debt. Psychological capitalist economy, they must be in debt and not know it. That's the psychological part. I call it fears. Okay. Fear, short for damn, I was about to say it. Damn it, I lost my train of thought. False evidence appearing real psychologically. Let me see. Fears. Now listen closely. I want you to pay attention to it. Fears, Fears. False evidence appearing real psychologically. You get it? You guys understand it? Psychologically. What's up, Robert? Can you hear me, sir? I can't hear you. Wait, let me see. Make sure it's not me. No, it's not me. I don't see your thing moving either, so I don't know if you're on mute or not.
Hello, how you doing?
All right, there you go. What's going on, sir?
How you doing today?
I'm doing good.
All right.
How you doing, man? Sound like you're doing good too.
Yeah, man, I'm doing pretty good. I just got had to tip, but I ain't gonna hold you up too long because I know you've been talking for a long time. But it was like I had a manager, like you know how you had to go to work and stuff, you just do your routine and stuff, right?
Yep.
And it was like something I did. Well, it's nothing bad that I did, but I was like doing my job, doing product, right? And somebody else got confused with the items.
Okay.
So the assistant manager walked up to me. They was like, when I tell associate to do something, you know, they do it. You're not supposed to overrule them. And I told her I wasn't never trying to overrule you or anything of that nature, right? And she said, yes, you were. I was like, whoa, calm down. Because she got, calm down now.
Did you say it just like that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's what I like to hear. Go ahead.
She walked up directly in my face and said, yes, you were. You just an associate. You're not as powerful as you think. I was like, what do you mean powerful as I think?
Oh, my God. Oh, Robert, right in the middle of the story, you drop off. Oh, my goodness. Robert didn't pay his cell phone bill. See, that's what happens. See? He obviously didn't pay his cell phone bill. Damn. Oh, there he goes. All right. Did you? Okay, I was worried you didn't pay your cell phone bill, but go ahead.
Oh, no, I paid it all. But yeah, but I was like just making up to that point that once you free, man, you do not tolerate disrespect at all.
No.
I was just stunned. It was like I was just amazed that she's in debt and yet she came at me like that. I was just stunned. So I went inside my car. I calmed down. Wasn't angry, upset like that. And then the universe just asked me, "You do realize that you don't have to take this."
Right.
And I just woke up and I was like, "Then I don't know how it happened, but your members video that I'm from W2 to business.
Uh-huh.
I watched that whole video."
How long was it? I can't remember. You know, I make a lot of videos.
It was like in the the private members video.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Oh yeah, I remember that one. Okay, I'm with you now.
I watched that whole entire video while I was at work, and it hit me like a light. It hit me like a bolt of lightning. It was like, yeah, it's time for you to do your own business.
Right. Yep. See, I knew it because the reason why I shared that because that's what I went through. That's what I felt. It just happens, and you just naturally go that way because you don't tolerate that kind of stuff, especially from a person who's a debt slave but in a higher position than you at work.
Yeah. It was just I wasn't upset. Then at the end of the day, she came up to me. She was like, with no hard feelings, Robert. I was just doing my job. I was like, oh, I understand completely. You're not gonna get no argument out of me. Right. I just know that now it's the time for me to get on my purpose.
Yep, that's true. And now, have you been thinking about things?
Yes, I have.
What you been thinking about?
Just starting, like I was saying, like I wanted to do my own brokerage thing, like start my own group. So I've been doing more research about investing, like either doing it on my own and also just diversifying my income.
Gotcha.
So I've been also practicing on like the 401k stuff. I've
Right.
been doing a lot of stuff lately.
Okay. Okay. Seeing
But
the difference in tax savings and see, I know what you're saying. Because I started doing that too. I
yeah,
started saying, if I save this much in taxes, what would be the difference in the interest over here or whatever, right? Because you can pay with, you can pay down your debt with phantom income, aka taxes, tax savings,
yes, absolutely.
Right.
But it's like you said though. I mean, I know you wanted new people up here,
Right.
but what I was going to tell you is that once you start this journey, you can't go back.
Right. You can't, you know what's going to be pushing you, Robert? That for you not to be trapped with debt slaves.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
seeing it now.
Right. Because if you don't create a successful business and make some real money, you're going to be trapped with debt slaves.
Yep, that's the motivation now.
Yeah. And there's no way I could be at a job hearing debt slave splaining all over every day. Hey, look out, come see out my new car. So-and-so got a new car. Let's go out and all look at it and all this. Oh no.
I mean, my thing is it's just that I don't. It just the feeling just came out of nowhere. No sooner after she said all that towards me, like the assistant manager, it's just that feeling came over me. They was
Right.
like, okay, I just said, okay, universe, what you trying to teach me? And
Right.
the
Right.
moment I got inside my car and calmed down and relaxed, that's when it came. It told me the answer.
That was good, Robert. I'm telling you, man, that was good for you to stop and see that, because everything is a challenge. Okay. Don't look at it as a problem. Everything is a challenge. So when something like that happens to me, a challenge comes up. When something comes up in my life that seems like a problem, I turn it into a challenge. Okay, what am I supposed to be learning from here? Okay, what's the best? Instead of running from it, I go straight at it
Yeah,
to figure out what it is. All right, cool. All right.
and I figured it out. I was just now it's time to do my own thing. Now it's time to get out the W-2 life.
Exactly. That's what it is, because you now know they pay the highest in taxes.
Mm-hmm.
You know why? Because they have no choice. People in debt have no choice but to pay the highest taxes because they can't do anything about it while they're in
Yep.
debt.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up because that's what all my other coworkers was asking me about all last week. They was like, "How come I pay so much high in taxes, but I'm making extra money?"
Right. Because they don't realize the more money they make, the higher in the tax bracket they go.
Exactly.
They're like, hey, the more, because they all say it. They say, hey, the more they make you, more they take. Well, yeah, what you can do about it? But you're in debt, you can't do anything about it, right?
Nope.
You can't do anything about paying higher taxes when you're in debt, and they don't know
Exactly.
that. So when
And
they go, oh man, I'm putting in them 80-hour weeks. No, you think, yeah, you put in 80 hours, but you ain't making I'm making time and a half. No, you're not.
no, you quite not.
Not probably. You're not.
You definitely not making 80. Nor are you making time and a half.
No, that's what I'm saying. They're not making time and a half because once they go up, more taxes are being taken out. So they're not making time and a half for nothing.
Yes, indeed, you're
And they
right.
don't know that. And what they're doing is like, because I think about my time back in the work, when I would work extra hours, I remember just missing birthdays or my kids something because I had to work, and then I would just excuse it. Hey, it just have to be that way. No, totally forgetting that time, that birthday party, that event is gone forever.
Mm-hmm.
My kid is never going to be that age again. There's nothing I can do to make up for it, and I sold it for time and a half. I sold that. Think about it. I sold that moment for time and a half.
Yep.
Bananas.
Yes, it is. But yeah, I can't. I'm telling you, man. When you get big, man, I'm gonna cherish these moments, man. I'd be like, I was on LJ's show for free. But I'm a member only. But I was on this man's show for free for months.
Oh, I don't care. Let me tell you guys something. I'm gonna make this promise to my S&B family members. The people that have been with me from the beginning, I don't give a fuck how big I get. You guys will still have a direct. Man, you talk to LJ, that guy. They gonna think you guys are full of shit. Oh, I got LJ's number in my phone right here. They ain't gonna believe you. You know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying. I'm cooking in the background, so sorry about that.
Because you guys are gonna be, man. I'm excited. You know what I'm excited to see what you guys are gonna do with this gift. You guys see me doing. You guys see what I'm gonna do with it. What are you guys gonna do with it?
Oh man, I'm on the journey right now, man. I think it was like more like confirmation as to what I really need to be focused on and what I'm doing. Cause some of my coworkers, they was like, you more of an extrovert than an inverted person.
Well, they ain't gonna be able to describe you now.
Yeah, now, no.
See what I'm saying? So, because you're not gonna be part of the introvert, extrovert. You know what you're gonna be, Robert?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna be like, yeah, don't put that name on me because I ain't none of that. I'm me.
I just laugh it off, and it's just amazing that how thanks to you, thanks to you freeing me,
Mm-hmm.
and encourage me to do much better in life. That the universe is actually teaching me how to do better,
Yes.
and how.
You know why you can hear it, Robert? Getting out of debt, quiet all the noise.
Yes.
That's why you can hear. Because think about it. You don't even hear the slave chitter chatter no more. You notice that?
Nope.
Don't even hear it. Now it's quiet. Now you can hear the people that need to talk to you. Now you can hear the universe speak to you because all the noise is quieted.
Yep. I don't know how to hear it no more. I don't like hear it on YouTube, on the internet. I don't even go that rate. It's just been quiet, and it's like Christmas.
Right. Right. I
It's
always
like
try to tell people like you won't listen, you don't watch gossip channels. You won't pay attention to none of that stuff.
you sure won't.
It's just a waste of time.
Yes, it is. It's just amazing. But yeah, I praise you because once she said all that to me, I calmed down. Listen, I watched that W2 to business video, and it
Yeah.
just woke me up instantly. I was like, okay, now I know what must be done.
Right.
Yeah, that's one of your, like, to me, in my opinion, that video you did is like one of your best.
No, well, that's why I put it in the members only because you know what? I made that so you guys that I'm not going to waste that for people that don't. I mean, that's a video not to be wasted on people that don't get it.
Yeah, I got it the moment, like, I heard it completely the second time, like on my lunch break. I was like, yeah, I see why he made this video. It's like
Mhm.
it was a wake up call.
That's why it's there because it's for you to get it. Like when you're there, I know that when you guys watch it, you're gonna get it. Maybe you might not get it the first time, then might not get it the second time, but you got to realize, wait, I'm back here twice. There's something here that I'm not hearing, and then one day it'll just click like a piece of a puzzle. It just snaps in all of a sudden one day.
That's how it was with me. I watched it the second time, and I was like, when you said that part about like you clocking in, and it's like how the time clock rules you. It's like, yeah, I see what he means.
Right, right. All the things. I just, you know what I do? I make videos in there sharing with you guys all the experiences I went through before quitting a job while something just, because I kid you not, one day something just came to me and said, it's time to quit. Just like that, out of nowhere, it's time to quit. Oh, you ain't got no excuse. You ain't got no debt. So that's not an excuse. Because the first thing that come to your mind is, oh, the bills and the debt. How am I going to pay this and that? That's all gone.
Yep.
Because you have no debt.
Exactly. That's how it was after my divorce. When I got freed, I was like, whew.
Honestly, you know what, Robert? Honestly, I wish young men, I hope the young men watch this because they don't really know how it will change their life when it comes to what's out there in the world with women and opposite sex and stuff like that. Your view of everything changes. Right. It's just not because the regular world make you a young man believe that you're supposed to go after sex. Also, all you think about is sex, and you try to get as many women as you want in the bed. And then when you own yourself, you turn around, you say that's not true. None of that is true.
You sure? You're right about that. I tell you that now.
It is not true. It is absolutely not. I try to tell young men, it doesn't control you like that anymore. Sex, I'm gonna put it this way. When you own yourself, sex doesn't control you like that anymore. That's made up. It's like, it's not, you're not blind. I still, when I see a woman that's sexy and looks good, whatever, right? I still see her. I still see that she got a body, but that desire of like, oh my God, I just got no, that doesn't happen anymore. Those days are done.
Yeah, that's same here. It's like, I've seen some attractive women, but I'm not like obsessed to the point that I must have her. I'm just cool,
Correct.
calm, and collected about it all. If we vibe, we vibe. If we don't, nice meeting you. No hard feelings.
Because once like, and I know people think I'm joking, but once you go on a date, say like you're free, right? Yeah, I mean like us, right? And you go on a date and you find out she's in deep in student loan debt, you're debating if you even gonna have sex with her.
Oh yeah. I'm
Because
not.
you don't want to chance a thin piece of rubber from changing your life forever for the next 20 years. Hell no. Hell no.
You sure don't.
No.
And
Court
I met.
dates. I think about my days, court dates and this and that and lawyers. Oh, hell no.
We went through it, man. Them lawyers was nothing to play with.
Woo.
I,
Imagine how fast that puts you in debt. Imagine how fast you go in debt when you have a child while you're in debt.
yep. Oh,
Uh,
my divorce attorney was over 7,000, so I
Oh, yeah.
know.
Oh, I paid 10, my last one, and I
Ooh,
wasn't even married to her no more. I had to pay over about 15,000 and that was just the child supports to get out of the whatever went in there. 15,000.
ugh. Ooh. Yeah, you was going through it.
I was going through it. Now,
Damn.
if I think back, if I'd known this information in my 20s, now everything that I'm here today on the mic, I know I was supposed to experience everything I experienced to be here today to help you guys, right?
Right.
But had I known this in my 20s, none of that would have happened. None of it.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have had no kid, first kid at 22, my next one at 24, next one at 25. That most definitely would not have happened.
Nope. Oh, but I see. I only have one son, and even though I'm grateful for him,
Mhm.
but like had I known now, it have been some changes.
But like you said, your son's autistic, right?
Yes.
My middle son's autistic.
Yeah. It's just like it's like one of his chromosomes was like it's like a deletion of one of his chromosomes because I did the Fragile X testing on him, like,
Mhm.
and it's like he's not on Fragile X or anything like that. He just like has a developmental delay,
Mhm.
but he's not on the extreme end of the
Right.
spectrum disorder.
No, I've seen the extreme end because my
Yeah,
son had to go to special classes, and when I took him to class a few times, I saw some extreme versions, and I was like, "Whoa, that's
yeah.
serious business right there. That's serious business." And now imagine if you had a child on the serious end and you're in debt.
Oh yeah, I,
Oh
don't-
man,
I see,
man.
see my ex-wife. She was a special needs teacher, so I
Okay.
seen that plenty of times with her.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I can definitely tell you, it is no joke.
Yeah, my son, he was on he's sensitive to sounds.
Yeah,
He's quiet, but when it comes to detailed something, he knows how to draw naturally. He knows how to draw like a professional artist with no schooling.
yes,
It's bananas. It blows my mind how he draws, especially when they start etching out the picture. When they first start, it don't look like anything. It's like a bunch of scribbles and stuff like that. But later on, you see it's the shadow of something, of a face, and then it's really comes into it. Maybe have you looking a certain way. It's just like, wow.
mm-hmm.
I try to think of how he thinks to be able to do that, and it just blows my mind.
Like my kid, like he's like that with blocks and like like putting stuff together. He's
Right.
awesome at it.
See
It's
what I'm
just
saying?
yeah, like he knows how to put Lego blocks together. He knows how to line things up correctly. He knows how to make patterns. It's just like his speech delay. He just has a speech delay, and
Mhm.
so far he's getting good with that. But yeah, you ask the extreme end is no joke. I seen kids with Down syndrome. It is no joke.
Right.
You, yeah, you
Right.
better not be in that.
Right. You better not be in debt because and for him and the bigger picture, and I'm a shout out to you, Nick, about that. I really am going to talk to you about that. It's like now, when you're out of debt, you don't think in 5 years, you think in 50 years, 100 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so now I think my main goal is to become so wealthy that he doesn't have to worry about anything when I'm gone.
Yeah, same
You know
here
what
with
I'm saying?
me.
I can't have him out in this world with this disability by himself when I'm gone and not there to protect him, right? So I have to
Hmm.
build something to make sure he's good.
Yes. Yep.
Because these debt slaves right now, they would just, man,
Oh yeah, they would like just devour him.
devour, and I can't have that happen. Cannot have that happen.
But you taught us the path and the way, so I definitely salute you on that. And you're
Yeah.
doing a good job. You're a good dad. Believe me, you're a
No,
good
I was
father.
there. I mean, don't get me wrong. All three of my boys, I knew I wasn't leaving Seattle until they were adults. I knew I wasn't leaving Seattle till then.
No, what I'm saying is that you're a wonderful father,
Oh, I appreciate that,
for
man.
real. Cause
Appreciate that.
when I was in that damn courthouse and seeing some of them cases, man, that's another thing. It's like seeing the program, seeing the matrix,
Yeah,
seeing how it all worked. Yeah, young people, LJ's the ticket.
man. I be trying to tell them, man. But all right, man. We're about 2.5 hours, man. I'm
Yeah.
tired. I'm about to get off. Man, I don't realize. Sometimes I don't even realize how long I'm talking until I look at the time. Like, oh shit, 2 hours, 30 minutes. Okay, it's time to get off.
Indeed. Well, good, nice hearing from you again, man.
All right, sir, man.
Thank you.
I love the job stories. Love hearing. I
Yeah,
love hearing
man.
your job stories.
It's true, but it's like the reason I go through it is to let you know that how much I appreciate you for helping me figure it out.
You're welcome, man. I
Have a
really
good
mean
one.
that. All right, appreciate it, man.
Bye bye.
Later. I love that, man. Man, I wish success for all SMD family members, man. You guys don't really understand how excited I am to see what you guys are going to do with this gift. I know we joke and say, hey, man, you promised me $1 million, but when you guys get 10 and 20 million, $1 million ain't going to be nothing to give to me. You're going to be like, LJ, that's the least I can do. Here, man, take $1 million. Here you go. And tell you what, LJ, I even pay the taxes on it for you. Whatever. Here you go. If I have to pay any. LJ taught me that my family chose debt. I don't hear them anymore yet. And it's not a big deal. It's like they're in the mid. You got to accept once you cross over, you have to accept all people trapped in the debt matrix. Even if they're family, you just got to step back and say, they're just there. I can't do anything about it. They have to. And that's the wonderful thing about owning yourself. You have to do all the work yourself. Nobody can do it for you. You have to do it. Because even if somebody came along and bought and just so like this, somebody came along and wrote a check and paid off a debt slave, all they'll do is get right back in debt again. They'll go right back in debt. Even if you paid off everything they owed, including student loans and everything, they would go right back into debt finance and stuff because they don't know any better. That's why you hear people that win the lotto, they lose it later because they're in a debt. It doesn't matter if they win the lotto; they're still in a debt matrix. Their mind, they're psychologically in the debt matrix. So physical money doesn't matter as long as their brain is there. Yeah, I'm gonna shout out to you, Nick, about this. Because he's really good at what he does when it comes to drawing. He really is. He can create some serious design. So kind of giving him an idea of all you would have to do like this, Nick, and we're gonna talk later. You give me a picture of what you're looking for or some kind of whatever. I'll give it to him. He'll know exactly what to do. Put it that way. And thank you for joining October. Much appreciated. If they are in debt, family, friends, etc., you can't alleviate the psychological capitalism of others. You cannot. You have to let it play out for their own. The best way I can do the best way I can say, and I'm gonna get off for you guys too that understand. Once you're free and you own yourself, simply let them see how you're living, how stress-free your life is, how you're always happy. You're never worried about money. You're always calm and happy. Your job doesn't control you. Once they see that, because by doing that, you're going to be showing them something that they never have seen or experienced before, because you cannot experience this feeling while in debt. It's mathematically impossible to experience what I'm trying to tell you while you're in debt. You can't do it. that would go against all the laws of mathematics. Until next time, people. Oh yeah, let me put this up just in case. If you need to reach me, here's my email. You want to schedule a consultation? Maybe you want to talk, or maybe you want me to give you the blueprint to your financial personal life. Either way, you just let me know. Okay. If you enjoyed the video, don't hesitate to send me a Cash App, man. I appreciate it. Even if you don't, because I want to give a shout out to all the people that watch my videos and out of the blue send me a Cash App because they learned something from my videos. I appreciate you. Thank you very much, all of you. Don't forget to hit that like button. Much appreciated. Please do not forget to subscribe. Check out all the shorts I've been making. I'm on TikTok now at SavingsMinusDebt, SMD on TikTok. Go check me out. This is more of what you already know, but the word just spreads more over there. Okay. All right. Until next time, people. Much appreciated. You are welcome, October. Again, thank you for joining. And who else was that joined? John Guillory. Thank you, sir, for joining. Much appreciated. I hope you enjoyed the members-only videos because they're really deep. Okay. But you'll learn a lot. Once you accept, you start crossing over, you'll understand the videos. But if you don't, you won't understand them. I promise you. Appreciate it, Andre. All right. Until next time, people. Later.